That my best friend. She a real bad bitch, got her own money. She don't need no on the dance floor. She had 2-3 drinks, now she twerking. She throw it out and come back in. That's my Hey y'all, and welcome to the talk with Almost PhD Ambi. That's me. So y'all already know what to do. I want you to go ahead and like this video, comment on this video, and of course, subscribe to my channel, duh. And then I want you all to also go on to Instagram and follow me at _Amberina. That's _AMBERINAA. My editor is going to go ahead and put that right there. And then also go ahead and follow me on TikTok and YouTube at Almost PhD Ambi. All right, let's get into the good stuff as always. So we've been talking about this overarching topic of identity in the context of children, in the context of adolescence, teenagers, adulthood. And then now I want us to talk about identity and how that specifically pertains to our friendships. A lot of the times, our friendships let us know a lot about who it is that we are. And one of my favorite movies, it's literally something that I will watch over and over and over again. It's Tokyo Drift because I love racing. Yes, I am that girl. And it's really when Han says, who you have around you, it lets you know who it is that you are.
Yeah, who you choose to be around you, let you know who you are.
And that was something that was actually really powerful because it is something that is just so real and so true. Specifically within friendships, it is something that actually lets you know more about yourself. Our friendships is what mirrors our identities, and it's actually a reflection of us. And that's something that I had spoken about a couple of weeks ago when it pertains to social comparison. Thinking about people that we try to hang out around or people that we just find ourselves drawn to, they typically tend to have traits that are ones that we value a lot, or they have traits that we are trying to develop. We think about it as those traits that we can actually say, you're just like me. Or it's like, oh my gosh, I really want to be like that and really aspire to be like you. Our friend groups and our friendships, even if they aren't large friend groups, end up signifying who we see ourselves as. And so we can see them as like these friendship ecosystems. They really just end up signifying or signaling who we end up kind of seeing ourselves as when we quote unquote look into the mirror. I actually have a little treat today. I know that I said this podcast was going to be solo dolo, and it has been for so long, and I've actually enjoyed it. Today, I have a great treat for you all. I do have a co host for today. What? A wonderful person. His name is Jaivon Gibbs. He is an Ivy League graduate. He is a Noop, and he is very proud of that. He is a mixologist. He is an entrepreneur. He is a ladies' man. He is a wonderful person, a wonderful being. He is a people person and someone that is always going to have the party going and going and going. Someone that I am so grateful to call my friend. Everyone, please join me in welcoming Jaivon Gibbs.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Of course. Thank you for being here.
No, this is great. I appreciate you. Thank you for spending the time too. All right, cool. But no, I appreciate you having me. Like, this is a great intro too.
Jay, you are a people person. When I think of Jay, I really think of me. I'll maybe have about 2 people. Jay is gonna have 200 people.
Yeah, that's it gotta stop. It's getting crazy. I've calmed down though. I've calmed down since then. That's the good
Have
part.
you?
Yeah, I've calmed down. Yeah, I'm not.
He just hit me up a week ago.
I'm not
Like, come to this.
I'm not dibbing, dabbling, and all that other stuff now. We're growing, getting mature now. We're 30 plus. So I'm not trying to do too much. Except outside of every now and then, I might have an event or two. Outside of that, I'm done. I promise you.
Okay.
Getting there.
All right.
Mhm.
For today, we're talking about identity as it
Mhm.
pertains to friendships, more so friendship ecosystems. Your friendship selections really tell you a lot about who it is that you are.
Mhm.
So, how do you go about like choosing your friends? I feel like you have a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, just tell me, how is that process like for you?
So for me, I do tiers of friends. So like at first, I have a lot of like really good, long-standing friends. Some of them I met in high school.
Mm,
A lot of them, actually, my close ones I met in high school, some in college even. And I try to filter out between who's pretty much long-standing. I'm really big on loyalty, so like I can tell and vet through people based on how loyal they are to
mm,
me. Hang out with people in high school or college, and you try to figure out if it's going to be long-standing. You go through things together. You have certain experiences together and then you're like, you know what? I really like this person. This person has stuck by me thick and thin from those just times going out and having fun and being making sure everybody's safe to those drunk nights where you're really like messed up and they're there to save your life.
yeah.
Those are the ones that stick beside you. Advice, the good times, the bad times, the highs and lows. So I really have a good core foundation, and then from that, then it kind of extends to the second and third layer of friends where you kind of see somebody outside. Like a lot of women that I know, they have going out friends, and then they have friends that they talk to. They have friends that want to kind of validate what they have to say, and then they have
Mhm,
the friend that tells them when they're right or wrong.
mhm,
And I've been very fortunate. Like my core group, they tell me they do all of that. They tell me when they're right or
mm.
wrong. They go out with, they'll stay in with, they'll give advice. We support each other and things. And so I've been very fortunate enough to have time tell me who my friends are and who my friends are.
It also sounds like you have friends that kind of bleed into all the tiers a
Yeah,
little bit as
for sure.
well.
For sure. We definitely have a unique relationship because a lot of friends don't like in the Bible says, I don't know if you're doing Bible here, but in the Bible says like wounds of a friend are faithful. And so
Mhm,
I always think about that too. Like they tell me like, Jay, you messed up, like you did wrong, or take accountability for this, or see things from this angle, whether it be relationships, whether it be just work or whatever. I'm comfortable like explaining different things in my life to my friends, and they're able to kind of support me or even chastise me if I do something wrong, and I do that with them as well. So
yeah, and now they know that I'm a God-fearing woman on
yeah,
here. They know.
just making sure. So,
And so I'm curious to know, like, what tier I fall into. I mean, man.
what you mean? Nah, me, you like you my dog.
That is my dog for sure.
I
All
I can't
right,
I
all
can't I
right.
can't. Yeah, nah, you my dog. Like we like I've been how many years? How many years have I known you now? It's been like 6, 7.
No, it's been like 4 or 5 years. It's going on our fifth year.
It's pre-pandemic, no?
Mm-mm. 2021.
2021. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So that's still
yeah,
that's still going on 5 years by next
yeah.
year. So now you my dog. Like honestly, I'm very like privileged and happy that you got me in this podcast. You've been telling this for a minute. Like
I
you've been
know,
telling this
I
for a
know,
long
I
time.
know,
So it's been a long time coming that
I
you
know.
you had it here. I'm proud of you. I love the setup. I'm glad that
Thank
I'm
you.
one of your first guests. You're doing a
Yes,
great co-host. I've been watching your
yes.
episodes. So just keep up the good work and want to
Thank
inspire
you.
you to, just keep going. It's been a grind. So just keep going, dude.
Given the different tiers of friends that you have, and even just given you feel like you can reach out to different friends for
Hmm.
different things, do you ever feel like you had different transitions with friends when you found yourself kind of transitioning through different like identity shifts?
Yeah, so it just depends. Like I believe that it brings trials and tribulations to different things. And so how everyone deals with those like ups and downs
Mm,
are very different. I know for me, like I isolate myself a lot if I'm going through something. I'll let my friends know what's going on, but how I respond to it may not be the same way that my other friends respond to it. So I might get in a circle, get around family, get myself comfortable, reset myself, be very quiet, and if I'm ready tunnel vision. So if I have a goal in mind, whether it be
mhm,
good or bad, that I need to accomplish or get out of, then I'm gonna pretty much like have I guess my own silent time to do that. I'll get in my prayer, I'll get in the gym, I'll get into like achieving or making milestones
mhm,
so that I can make myself feel better. Relationships is another big thing. So people get in relationships, they have their own, situations. I got friends in relationships right now. It's like, dang, like where you at, dog? Like we going out or we staying in. We gotta catch up. We gotta do
yeah.
dinner. So you have to take a step back as friends too, and
Mhm,
you have the wisdom to do that. Like that does not mean you don't see that person or that person doesn't love you. You just have to be understanding and have the wisdom to know, like, hey, this person is pretty much involving somebody in their life. And at our big age, we're trying to like involve that person into their life for forever. Like we're trying to get
Mhm.
married, we're trying to have kids, trying to start a family. So just knowing kind of when and where to kind of step out and knowing how relationships evolve, but they're still just as strong. Or if you have kids, like people have kids. So if you have,
Everyone got kids these
yeah,
days.
yeah. So if you have
No
kids,
offense, y'all,
yeah,
but
yeah. So you have kids. So it's like, all right, I'm trying to get this transition straight in my life so that I can establish myself. Once I get that foundation, then we good. And it's not
Mhm.
that the love isn't there, but how you show that love might look a little different. So
That's actually called like psychological adaptation
hmm
within the field. I mean, I always have to bring a layer of psychology in
hmm
some way, shape, or form.
right.
And it's the idea of
Mhm.
whenever you're going through some kind of identity shift or whenever you're going through any type of, like you put it, trial or
Mhm.
tribulation, you pretty much just kind of have to retract back a bit and kind of like reevaluate
Mhm.
and see where things are. What's interesting about it is people deal with it differently
Mhm.
because I find myself, I feel like when my friends don't take the ride with me, I
Mhm.
get so like just kind of butthurt a little bit.
Okay.
I'm like,
Yeah. Like.
damn, why
All right.
y'all, come on, come on. But
Mhm.
that's also why I don't have
Yeah.
maybe as many friends as you do because the ones who they stick with me, I mean,
Well, you gotta
ride,
vet. Like you gotta
ride, ride.
decipher. Like I'm not gonna tell all my friends everything.
Yeah.
Like I can't confide like all the different, hey, this is going on, this is going on, and because it's too much energy. Like every friendship is an
Yeah.
exchange of energy. So that's why the going out friends that I might have, or the ones I might see outside, that might be the cap of what our friendship could be. It doesn't mean it can't
Mhm.
grow. I'm very fluid with friends. People can get closer. Experiences bring people closer.
Mhm.
Uh, um, Trauma or traumatic events or great situations bring people closer. You just cannot exert all the energy trying to give every friend everything. You have your core group that yeah, you guys reciprocate that energy, and you can keep it to that. If I told everybody everything that was going on, I would be drained. I'm a very like reset type person. So as much as
Mhm.
you've seen me out, maybe on the weekends we'll have fun, we'll party, we'll do all this type of stuff. Monday through Friday, I'm really inside. I don't do go out to on Tuesday happy hours, Taco Tuesdays, and Thursday begin lit in DC. I don't do that. I'll stay inside, workout, gym, football. I'm good. Like I'm not doing anything else besides that. So.
You say that now, and then next thing you know, it's gonna be Thirsty
Never
Thursday.
done it. Nope, don't do it. Don't invite me to Virginia. Don't invite me no Thursdays, Taco Tuesdays. I am in the crib. You see we shut down now?
And this is something that you can let me know
Uh-huh.
how many times you get tired of it, but I'm always going to say,
Mhm.
Jay, you have so many friends. Literally,
Mhm.
the first thing that comes to my mind whenever I think of you is, all right, it's about to be
It's
20
gonna
plus
it's gonna
people
be a
up
long
in this
night.
spot.
I
Like,
try. I really try. I do
uh,
the best I can.
I
I really don't.
appreciate it. I mean, all I can think about when it comes to you is quantity. Not to say that the quality is not there, but I know that the quantity will
But
be
I'm not
there.
even trying to have the quantity sometimes. Like if I throw something in my crib, it's like, yo, like I'm throwing something in my crib tonight. I'll invite 8 people. Let's say 8. I tell people 8 to 10. I won't throw stuff until last minute, intentionally. Like I remember a cookout through in my crib sometime in the summer. I was like, hey, it's 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Hey, throwing something in my crib around 6 on a Sunday. Pull to slide. I invited maybe 7 people. I had 15, 20, 25 people in the crib. I'm like, bro, it's Sunday night. I was off the next day, but I'm like, yo, it just happens that way. People like tell people, and I like to provide like a safe space and a comfort to bring people together. So
Mhm.
we have a good time. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be one thing, it's gonna be 5 people or 25. You're gonna have a good time. I like to make sure my people have a good time.
I've been to your fair share of gatherings.
Mhm.
I know that
Definitely gonna have a good
it's gonna be a good time. So you don't have to
Mhm.
convince me.
Oh yeah, nah, it's a lot.
I mean, and now at this point, we're
Mhm.
sharing this with the world. I don't know
Mhm.
who else is gonna pull up now. I mean,
Hey
this is
man,
gonna
hey
be on the
look, this
channel.
hey look, let you
It's a
know.
closed event.
Yes. No more house parties, not doing that. I'll hit y'all with the next event. Don't worry, we'll plug you. November 16th, Friendsgiving brunch. I'm gonna send it out. Don't listen to her. All right, you're gonna be
I was like, we're
sending
gonna
it
have to
out. So.
start throwing things at the bullpen
Yeah, no,
now. I was like,
retired. Not doing that. Not there yet. Let's stay out of that, please. I'm retired. I'm 30. What you talking about?
just automatically, I'll be thinking in my mind, like, okay, Jay is about to have a whole bunch of people pulling up. Like I said, for me, I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, if I could get at least one person to show up, like, cool,
Yeah, that's a win. That's all I need. That's all I ask for.
Yay.
Listen, you can bring somebody, and that's why it's good to know people like you, because if you bring one person or somebody asks you, inquires you, like, you'll be safe, you'll have a good time. Sometimes I try to have you not bring people because it turns into a whole thing that I didn't plan for. And people don't think about this. When you do something in the crib, or if you do an event, the cleaning, the costs, and all this type of stuff, people get too drunk and then you're responsible for that. I sometimes don't like the responsibility of it. So I just,
So, with that, having different people who may come around, and like you even stated, having other people who might bring their people as well.
mhm.
You kind of alluded to this a little bit in the beginning. How do you feel you're able to remain your true and authentic self again in all those different spaces and amongst all those different people?
I think it first starts, I guess, on a serious note, just kind of knowing yourself, like knowing who you are, knowing what you are willing to tolerate, not willing to tolerate. Because there's some things that might go on, like I'm not fucking with. Like I'm like, hey, I don't vibe with certain things or certain people moving a certain way. I was around one of my friends. He threw a birthday party, and then someone was there that he did not want there. And I'm similar to him, where it's like if I feel like the energy is off or something's wrong, then I have a good support network around me to be like, hey, that doesn't make it, like, we're not comfortable. We're going to make sure everyone's comfortable. So whether that be leaving the situation or doing something else, like me and my friends are okay moving that way. But I just try to stay true to me. Like I'm not going to be around spaces I don't feel comfortable. I'm not going to do nothing that I don't want to do. Like my mother tells me all the time, like, if I don't want to do it, then I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And so I think with authenticity, that draws a certain attention outside of just my friends. I think also my secondary, tertiary, whatever group of friends, they might, that might attract them too, or that might be something that they agree with, and that's who they are. So I just try to, just stay true to me, and the people around stay true to me, and it's always good vibes.
What you brought up initially, just as far as really knowing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that Carl Rogers, he
Mm-hmm.
brings up, which is called the concept of congruence, rather.
I haven't heard it from old Carl in a long time. I haven't read Carl in a long. Hey, look, I got 5 and 18
I'm like, you know
I'm gonna say
about
I
Carl
got
Rogers.
5 and
What
18
you know
I
about it? What
did
you
my
know?
thing when
What
I
you
did that. I haven't
know?
heard old Carl
Share with
Rogers.
the children.
Mr. Rogers, I haven't heard in a minute. That's crazy, but my bad. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
What Carl
please
say?
share.
No, remind me what Carl said. I'm trying, my man's.
It's really it's called the concept of congruence. I mean, pretty much, again, just like you said, in layman's terms, is really
Mm-hmm.
just knowing yourself, sense of that solid sense of self, that sense of identity. And like I was saying in the very beginning of this video as well, or podcast, being around certain individuals, yes, it does help mirror your identity. It does help you
Mm-hmm.
know who you are. But if you don't go into a relationship
Mm-hmm.
even knowing who it is that you are, is pretty much just doomed from jump
Right.
anyway. You have to go into any type of situation already having that set sense of self, because other people are going to be
Mm-hmm.
attracted to that, and they're also going to be like, oh yeah, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, I agree with
Right.
that. And it's just
But also
all
you have to be willing to know, like, not everybody's gonna like you. Like, not everybody
Whew.
is going to like you. Like
let,
I
let
said, I know
let's
you.
look,
Hey, you see, she need to take a
let,
deep breath, guys. So you got
let's talk
commercial
let's
break, right?
pause and
Whatever.
let's talk about this
Right.
one real quick.
So I'm okay with people not liking me too. Like, not everybody's cup of tea. Like, there's some way I move, or maybe something I said or whatever. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Or with one of my character traits or attributes most people like, and then that 1 or 2 person doesn't. I got ops out here too, so it's okay. Like
I
that
was
is
about to say, I
okay.
was like, who don't like you,
I got
Jay?
listen, I got ops out here too, which is okay. Like I said, I am not perfect. So whether it be somebody I've dated before that I've done something wrong, I can take accountability for that. Or it could just be a random person where I've never met them before and they just I might vibe with everyone else and not them. It is like I'm comfortable with that. But that's where true identity comes from or a sense of self because whether you like me or don't like me, I am me. So you have to, and like even in like radio or TV, they say, "Hey, good attention or bad attention is attention all the same." Like I'm okay with however the pendulum swings with that. I just really just vibe with those who vibe with me. One of my good friends, he was talking. We was talking about dating at the time. He was like, "Bro, like date those like those who like you. Like date who likes you, because not everybody's going to like you, which is okay. But why are you spending so much time trying to grab this girl's attention that don't like you?" When there's X girl over here that really likes you, like enjoy that person, like vibe with that person. So that translates to friendships too, and just the people in general. Like in the workplace, you don't like your boss, you don't like your colleagues, whether it be your business, you got employees or whatever that don't work well for you. Relationships, like you, whatever it be, friendship, whatever it is, you're gonna have people that just don't like you, and I'm willing to take that gamble as long as I got my own peace, which is okay.
We have to do, I feel like, multiple
Right,
sidebars
right,
in a
right.
larger sidebar because I'm also going to have several other episodes that are about identity within the workplace,
Hmm.
identity within relationships, all of that. And pretty much he just did my job for me. So, I mean, if y'all want to see more of him, go ahead, comment below. You let me know. I feel like a lot of what we do in society today is we focus so much on trying to chase,
Hmm.
and it's just like we're chasing people within these relationships. We're chasing the bag,
Hmm.
right? But again, like you said, like if I hate my boss, but oh my gosh, but I'm chasing the bag, but I hate what it is that I
Right.
do, or I hate my boss. Maybe even chasing friendships because it looks cool or
Hmm.
whatever the case is, like especially with these newer generations. I'm sorry, Gen Z, Alpha, Beta, whatever these generations are. I
Yeah.
can't. These transformer generations, I cannot take it
Gen Z a trip.
I
Gen
cannot
Z definitely a
take it
trip.
anymore.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's literally, it's like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, they literally sound like transformer names and I can't do it anymore and I'm over it.
Right. That's no,
Uh
you're not. Obviously not. Like he
it's
clearly
like
not over it. But
it's
like,
literally
all
it's like
right.
it's just generation Megatron. Like I can't I can no longer do it. The concept of chasing when, like you said,
Mhm.
just like those that like you, or and it's also just the cliche saying of
Mhm.
whatever is for you will literally come to you. Life could be so simple, right?
I
I
don't got
love
no more
that.
to add to that. I mean, that's kind of what it is. You I couldn't say it better. So like, just like those who like you, do your thing, but also take criticism. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Whatever thing that you've done wrong or things, everyone has something to grow in.
Yeah.
So with having a sense of self, that does not mean or that you're infallible or that you don't have any things to correct about yourself. I would just say, as far as not everybody liking you, sometimes you can take things with a heat. So hence, wounds of a friend can be trusted because sometimes it would be the people that love you that say, "Yo, I don't like this about you," or somebody might not like you, excuse me, but they might say something that is very valid. So you could, definitely reflect and grow on that. So there's things that you can grow on, and just take everything with a grain of salt and just kind of have that self reflection. A lot of people don't take time to reflect on themselves and
Come to
embrace
therapy,
themselves.
y'all.
Yeah, nah,
Anyway.
yeah, and like I said, I've been in therapy for years and everything, and sometimes some people have suggested me to go back to therapy for certain things, and I have no problem taking that and taking heed to that and growing as well. So we all have our vices or things to grow in, so just got to make sure you taking the proper time to grow in that if you can, if you find the time to do it.
And I feel like I already have an idea in my mind of who it is that you're going to say, but I don't know, humor me.
Hmm.
So, which social group and or groups do you feel like you are closest to and why?
What groups I feel like I'm closest to? In what way? In what regard?
Just like when it comes to immediately when you think of a social group, when it's like, you know what, this group of individuals I can go to for any and everything.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, for me, you know what, I don't have any social groups. I don't have
You don't have
any.
no social groups.
I don't have.
You don't have what? You don't have what? You don't have a close group of friends that you just talked about earlier that you have. You don't have that. They don't exist.
I have a group of people that are scattered
You
around
hear
the
that, guys? She
country.
don't claim you. She doesn't claim
No,
you.
I
She not. She
do.
clearly doesn't. She
No, I
said you
do.
are some
But
scattered
but
individuals.
they're but they're not all in one group. They're scattered
Okay,
around
so
the
you have
country.
a bunch of groups and one person within said groups that you consider a group of friends.
No.
That's what you're trying to say. You're trying to tell the public that. That's what you're saying. This is your podcast. I'm just asking you a question. This is what you want to say.
It's multiple people, but they don't all belong to the same group. I
They don't
feel
belong to the same
Yes, I
group. Okay.
feel like you have a
Yeah.
group of people that belong to the same group, if
Interesting.
that makes sense.
Interesting.
Like, okay, so for instance,
Hmm.
like all of my people that are close to me,
Hmm.
they don't all go to they didn't all go to Spelman rather, or they didn't all go to Morehouse, or they are not all from New York, or like,
Hmm.
okay, making more sense?
Hmm. Yes. Okay.
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 They're kind of all from different, backgrounds.
So it's hard to answer that question because I have a core like my dogs like I'm not gonna say their names, but my dogs know who my dogs are. From day one, high school and all that type of stuff. But I'm in so many different circles. Like I play football. I obviously went to school in the area. I obviously KSI. So I have a bunch of different core people that were involved in different aspects of my life. Like when I was in high school, I didn't do anything. I didn't cuss. I didn't have sex. I didn't do anything. And I seen people see like trans and grow from this shy kid in high school that got grades just focused on football and school to growing to okay being a Kappa, okay doing this whatever, and then within Kappa I had my LBs that literally saw me transition in a positive way, ladies and gentlemen, but transition from not like just kind of sticking that way from high school and they becoming more social, becoming more confident and things. And I think that's where it really and become a socialite in a sense and doing that. I have my teammates in football that quite literally helped shape the person that I am because in a football locker room or being around sports, they're seeing, me persevere and me overcome obstacles and hurdles. And we've been through our long trials and tribulations. I talk to them as much as I can. My boy, we talk every week. We talk football still. I'm going to their wedding coming up soon. So those are just really, it's hard to find necessarily one. Obviously, got your day ones, which elementary or high school. But as I've got older, it's now sprouted out into different sets of core groups that know me the best, and that's kind of where I guess my knowing a lot of people comes from because I branch out on aspects of them. To be honest with you.
Er, I honestly, I wasn't expecting that. So you did, you did surprise me. Okay, okay. And so the ideal with that is that basically different social groups that you end up finding yourself close to, you end up co-regulating your emotions within those different social groups, which can end up being very interesting, as you can imagine, of course, depending on which social groups you find yourself becoming extremely close to.
Mhm.
And course, if you find yourself very close to people who are very, well adjusted emotionally and socially and mentally, et cetera, then, there's that. But when you find people who, may just kind of be out there in the world, maybe flowing a bit, not so, well adjusted, then that's when things may get tricky. So, with that, um, I wonder how have you handled conflict within these different social groups or friend groups that you find yourself in?
Speaking about my teammates specifically, cuss each other out. We like damn near fought or whatever when we disagree. But you know, you could it's all a family, so we'll come together and like we'll work it out. There is no conflict that is ever going to separate me from like my close friends. Like one thing that like I always said, knowing me and me knowing them, we're always loyal to each other. And loyalty does not separate itself from one another because of a disagreement, distraction. One thing I'm big on betrayal. You betrayed me, that's tough to overcome. But again, this is why I'm so thankful to have really good friends because I've never been betrayed by them. I've never betrayed them. Like I felt like if there's something we disagree on, then cool. We don't repeat mistakes when it comes to our friendship because that's real love. But no, if we disagree on something that we talked about it, say, hey, I don't agree with that, or I don't like that, like, or why'd you move that way? You could desist. And I'm pretty empathetic and understanding. So if I feel like I didn't move the right way, I would say, hey, that's my bad. I shouldn't have done that. But if I feel like I didn't do nothing wrong, then I'm like, hey, bro, I did it because XYZ. And sometimes you agree, disagree, or sometimes you argue or yell, but it's just all love, honestly. It's been very, I guess, blessed to not have life changing or relationship threatening situations that could tear us apart. I just haven't had it, fortunately.
Do you feel like it's been as easy to, I guess, address those conflicts with the, and I'm gonna be a bit controversial here, with the women
As
as
it,
been with the men?
I mean, from my core group or something, or just in general?
It could be either.
Because in general, it's different conversation. Of course, your core group build my dog. So they're like, hey, like if we talking about something, hey, this person did something. What do you think about this? Oh yeah, nah, he messed up because I just see, oh no, Jay, you messed up. It'll be an honest, factual conversation. There's not necessarily a like I'm not talking to man or woman, like that's just my dog. So like I can be as open and honest and relate and reciprocate all the energy amongst each other and there not be any props. So we talking about tears, your secondary or maybe tertiary your friend, then frankly, I may not even seek their advice for one. And for two, if I did for whatever reason I found myself in, then it's kind of like I take it with a grain of salt. I take what is it called? Take the meat and throw out the bones. So that's kind of the I guess the perspective that I look at it as. I'll listen, but if I feel like the person isn't coming from a place of like authenticity or they might be skewed on how they think because of some bias they may have had, then it's kind of tough. But if it comes to a disagreement or something, I just have to be comfortable with you to even tell you. If it's something loose, sure, we can, take it like whatever. We can play with it or have the answer. But if it's something that's really personal to me, you're not gonna know if you on that other tier. Outside of that, I think that's the biggest thing. But usually people, men or women, if they are not necessarily involved or invested into your core friendships or how you feel about certain things, I don't know. I just would rather not give you too involved or give you the opportunity to kind of sway my thoughts if I don't really care that much. Aquarius guys, nonchalant.
I just be chilling. I really hate when you say that. Like, you really get me so tight with that. Like,
Oh,
Nonchalance has been the running theme of the day among
it's like,
Aquarius.
hey, if you dated Aquarius, man, you got to date an Aquarius. The icons, Mike. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna throw it in her since we're on camera now. So I'm gonna ask her for why do people care? Like, let's be out. Like,
First off, that's what we're not gonna actually not. We're not starting this around.
how
No.
to start a podcast. Otherwise, people care. Nonchalant, it's cool. Like, it's not. It's only a few things that really matters. Like, why do my nonchalance and my peace bother you? What does that do for you?
Y'all, I've grown up around all Aquariuses. We're not doing that, okay?
That's a better for yours.
Exactly. I feel like you've really given me, honestly, I have come to see your friendships in like a whole another light. I just really do have to put that out there. Um, but something that we haven't spoken about, tonight has been really just the loss of friendships. And that is an area where I will say, unfortunately, maybe I'm a little too well versed in.
Mm.
Um, Not by choice, but by necessity, maybe. I don't know. But do you feel like there has ever been a piece of yourself that you have lost due to the loss of a friendship?
Right. And frankly, that's a deep question. I haven't I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not lost a deep friendship that I can say chipped away at me. I've lost relationships that have chipped away at me. I've lost certain situations, or maybe I've lost family members and stuff that chipped away from me. But friendships, no, because again, my friendships really withstand the test of time, and all my friendships that weren't for me weren't for me. I have everybody that I need in my life, I would say right now, at least that comes to mind this very moment. They are all we're all there for each other, thick and thin. We've gone through some thickness, boy, I tell you. So I haven't had that experience, so I'm sorry I can't answer that question the most. But I would say for the friendships that I have got rid of some of the, I guess, the negative traits that I've had. Like I've lost bad parts of myself that I've grown from my relationships with my friendships. So like I just so just certain things they told me, hey, you need to work on this, you need to grow on this, whatever. Okay, I left it behind. Like the one thing about like vetting, like I used to not do a great job or a better job vetting in like relationships that I had. And I learned that through friendships. Like, hey, why should I succumb to less loyalty in my relationships if I don't succumb to less loyalty in my friendships? And I had to lose that aspect of like just trying to seek and find love and all that type of stuff so that I can like find the person that's actually meant for me. And spend more time doing that. So I learned a lot from them. I can go on all day about it, but I've learned a lot from them. But I've been really I haven't had to deal with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like those are my even like we cannot talk for 3 months, 6 months, a year, or whatever because of life stuff. But nah, those they still gonna be there to the end. They gonna be at my wedding. They gonna be my groomsmen. They gonna be front row. They're gonna be cheering me up, and they know I'll be there too. So only loss is gain.
Mm. Teach me.
But
Please, Ryan's book.
I see. Nah, it's just
We need a workbook or something.
and that's why I say I'm blessed because I didn't realize how hard it was to find a friends until I talked to other people. Like, what do y'all mean? Like, hey, I those like we had group chats, we had like, but again, like those core groups that I'm talking about are very small. Like they're very just small core groups with all the friends that like it's been perceived that I have or whatever. Like, and they are great people, and I love people for the different bouts of life and times and memories. Like I've met people, and then the next day we on the trip, and we go on to driving up to my school, and we driving up and down the state. And I call them friends to this day, but they're not close to me. And I might talk to them more, but they're not, my day one dogs. And so it's just I just been I've been fortunate. I've heard people struggle with, hey, I had this friend, I lost this friend, leaving hurt because of their friend, because of that, not relationship. But a lot of times people lose friendships because of a third party. A lot of times. So whether it be a disagreement with how somebody handled this relationship, or disagreeing with this dude, or not staying loyal to them because they're still talking to this girl, it's always necessarily a third party involved, and why two people aren't friendships. I don't have that because no third person is going to dictate my friendship. Why would you have that? Is that just doesn't, and that's the perk by being a crazy being nonchalant. Because why does that person matter? And what we got to do, we can argue and not agree about something all day, every day. But to let some other party tell me or dictate to me why I should be friends with you, what are we doing there? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I've taken there's been friendship that may have regressed over time, or that may not be as strong over time, but it's not like we're not friends in which I can't hit them up, or something goes on and I won't be there and care, and vice versa. So regression of friendship, sure. Taking the back seat on a friendship, sure. But complete loss of a friendship, you may miss what it used to be, but now like it's all love. I try my best, and not to say I'm successful, but I've tried my best in my life to, try to keep kumbaya with most of my friendships. Maybe not as successful in relationships, but most of my friendships, I try to keep kumbaya. So No, it just has a habit. But nah, I'd be very confused if if somebody else or something else really told me that, yeah, because this happened, we can't be friends no more. That's crazy to me.
Now we are going to, try and play a game. Ends on a nice positive note. Not that you haven't kept it positive the entire time,
That's all good.
which I love. But, since you did state that you see me as, or consider me as, I guess, I don't know, am I a top tier friend? Am I a second or something? It's on, it's on to,
Hey, listen, you are something. What I do for you, I call you. I ask your opinion about a business venture. I ask you about something. I respect your opinion. You have very good, honest, always honest opinions about certain. That's one thing she will be, ladies and gentlemen. That is honest. So whether it be good or bad, she like, okay, then I messed up, or it's like, yo, that's a good idea, perfect. If I know it's a good idea, New York would definitely let me know what's going on for sure.
I be trying to let y'all know, but I be.
Yeah.
Right, little baby, I live in the Bronx.
We have a game that's called The Roles We Play. We're going to go back and forth naming just really quickly different roles that we feel like we play in each other's lives.
Okay.
So, for instance, I feel like one of the roles that you play in my life is
Mm.
honestly job recruit.
Yeah, definitely. You want to tell the story? Or, yeah, I'm in the neighborhood. You tell the story.
They already know, about some of my side jobs and whatnot. So we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But yes, job recruiter. And so you can go ahead and say, another role that you feel like I play in your life.
Jen, well, kind of touched on it. The role you play in my life is is like a honest friend, and I say that because that is like a job. I heard when these of our friends, you are an honest friend, like the definition, the epitome of honesty. If I ask something of you, and we can talk about, your attributes. You're very committed. You're very ambitious. You're very like, obviously ambitious PhD, but smart. Like you understand what you want to accomplish, and you're a go getter. And that's why I've always come allowing you. Like you're gonna put your mind something to do it. But I say honestly because there can be something that I might really have on my mind that I cannot like decipher, and your advice and that honesty really takes me a long way because you see things from both perspectives. And I appreciate that. On top of you being from the opposite gender, I appreciate that more because sometimes, man, we're one track minded only from our perspective. So I appreciate having a lady friends to be like, all right, cool. No, look at it at this angle, or this is what a lady might want in this situation, or this is what your business can see from a lady perspective. So I appreciate you and your honesty about the good and bad, whether it become business, friendships, relationships. You've done all of that for me in my life. So I appreciate you as an honest friend.
Oh,
Mhm.
thank you
But
so much.
yes, no, so then us that's for a fact because I can definitely call you, be like, yo, I need sway me one way or another, and then you be like, yeah, no, that's up up, or no, and no, you should do this. That makes sense. So I got you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Another role that I feel like you play in my life is I know that you're saying you're retiring from this, but honestly, party host. Like you have been one of the best hosts since I moved out here. As soon as I moved out here, like you were one of the first people's houses I was at.
Mhm.
Like, and it's just been consistently that way.
Man, that was a good time. Some memories right now looking at that. Those are good times. But nah, y'all don't care about my house. Like they don't really care about their
Oh, y'all.
How about you? What is it like?
Don't go be a dire. Yeah.
Y'all never care about my house like that. Like, and then, like, say, if you're a homeowner, you understand. Like, I think somebody broke the railing of my wall, and you know what I'm saying? You see some stains in the wall that to get clean, and it's just certain things. Like, somebody threw up in my sink.
Oh, yeah. No.
I was like, yeah, no, that's so.
Well, free.
So outside of like a real like low key little situation, or it's gonna build obviously people invite people, but outside of that, then nah, y'all had me. Y'all definitely had me for sure. Then I started loving my space, started loving my peace, my me time, and so started growing to myself a little bit. So yeah, nah, that's great. I think a role that you play in my life is, I guess, your ambition. Like you are a
a pinnacle example of like success in my life. You got 100 degrees for one. For two, you you ain't no you got 100 degrees. And you are probably one of the very few I probably can name on my one hand people that are aiming for a PhD. When you first told me that you are going for a PhD, that made me like the first time you told me, I'll never forget this. You basically like, damn, like you're in your PhD program. Maybe I don't have enough degrees. Like maybe I do better. Like what? I am I slack? Because I had always like thought about like, damn, she did my masters or whatever the situation is, and time didn't have that for me. But I'm hearing you get your PhDs. I'm thinking that that's 9 years of school. Like that's so much. That's so much school, like bro. Like I need to do better. I need to get myself together. So you just are a motivator, I guess is the word, because you're so ambitious with your goals and you saw it through despite things happening here, things happening there. You've always kept to yourself like, and you're not the hugest fan of DC, we'll say. So it's kind of like I know your background and where you come from, but despite all of that, you have stuck it out in a place you probably won't be forever, but you still stuck it out to, achieve your goals and your ambitions and things of that nature. So that is admirable. That's motivational, whatever you want to call it. That is something I always looked up to, at least for you, because it's like, damn, like not a lot of people out here getting a PhD. You get your doctors, you get your attorneys, you get all that type of stuff, but the commitment to get a PhD in something that you love. A lot of people are, hey, your parents told you to be a doctor, or you might have grown to want to be an attorney, but it's hard to really stick this up in dissertations and things of that nature to get your PhD. So definitely, just a motivator. You're very motivated and driven. So
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
you're welcome.
And then I'm going to do one last one.
Yeah.
A role that I feel like you play in my life is really definitely just like this is going to sound so corny, but really just a best fuck. I can't curse.
Mm.
Really, just like a best blank of friends. Like every time that I really want to count on you. I know that I can count on you. I know that I probably don't reach out to you as much as I should reach out to you. And honestly, I work so many different jobs. I'm always in school. According to you, I've been in school for 9 years and it's only been
Mhm.
but yeah, like it's just never once have I had to worry about, oh my gosh, Jay hasn't been there for me. Jay hasn't come through. I couldn't rely on Jay. Like you have just always backed everything up. And for me, reciprocity is huge.
Right.
So
Also, I'm gonna hear about it if I did. So you have to tell me, like, hey, so like, hey, like, what the hell?
I have no issue definitely letting people know how I feel. So you have just really demonstrated for me like not just a friend is supposed to be, but what a man is supposed to be.
Thank you. Shit, no, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's a huge compliment. Let's say a role you play in life. Let's say work aside. I know it's professional, but work aside. Cognac queen.
Yeah, cognac queen, huh? Cognac.
Cognac queen, and this on a late note. So when I met her, that's how she introduced herself. Like, hey, I'm a cognac queen. And I was like, I ain't never heard that before. This is years ago. So I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought she was playing. She has always been she bottle popper amber. I already so with her side jobs that y'all might know about, I can trust that if hammers were on tables, a bottle's getting popped. I already know she's a very hard worker. She even with her side jobs. If it's not popping bottles, she's not coming. She's not ordering a table. She's not doing that. I had faith in her commitment to the game, and that's why I appreciate her so much because she can have a good time in her own right. So, like, I definitely appreciate you just as a worker, not just in your professional life, but in your little side gigs and side adventures with everything. You know how to have a good time, and clearly, you know how to make other people have a good time or want to have a good time at least. So, I admire that about you as well. You a hustler. You a real like that's what I can the best word I can describe. You are a hustler. If you don't know how to make it happen, you're going to find a way to make it happen. And even in doing this podcast, like I said, you got a bunch of things going on, but you made this happen here, so I have to be a part of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And outside of this, from the first episode, I did definitely talk about my dreams of opening up a rehab center and alcohol abuse and substance abuse. And that is all still very true. I've also spoken to you all about, a lot of my side hustles. And so, yeah, that is all very true. I am a hustler. I do what I have to do. And like I've said many times before, yes, school has made me very, very, bottom of the barrel. Cash App will be somewhere down here as well. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for you coming and joining. Everyone, please thank Jaivon for coming. And yes, hopefully you will join us again in the near future for maybe another episode or next
People like me.
season.
And the people like me, as I said, they
I
could
can
give vibe
deny it.
as we came through. So
You
let's see
can't
what's
deny it. So yeah, and of course, thank you all so much for joining me for another episode. I'll see you next week. Like, comment, subscribe.
See you guys next time. Yo.
And that's my bestie, my best friend. Go best friend. Living TTG and everything is still on fleek. Baby rolling with me, she gon' smile cause she on fleek.